आम्हाला सतत नवे बळ देत आहे. आज मंचावर उपस्थित असलेले महाराष्ट्र राज्याचे तंत्रज्ञान आणि सांस्कृतिक कार्य मंत्री आणि मुंबईचे पालकमंत्री माननीय ॲडव्होकेट आशिषजी शेलार यांची उपस्थिती तरुण विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी विशेष प्रेरणादायी ठरणारी आहे. तंत्रज्ञान, नवप्रवर्तन, स्टार्टअप्स आणि विकसित भारत या दिशेने महाराष्ट्र राज्याची वळणारी वाट JBIMSसाठी नवे क्षितिज उघडेल यात शंका नाही. आज आपल्या IIMचे मुंबईचे संचालक प्राध्यापक मनोज कुमार तिवारी यांची उपस्थिती देखील विशेष उल्लेखनीय आहे. नवयुगाच्या व्यवस्थापन शिक्षणात ते नाविन्यपूर्ण प्रयोगांनी योगदान देत आहे. IIM मुंबई ही संस्था भविष्यात मुंबईचा शैक्षणिक गौरव वाढवेल अशी आमची खात्री आहे. मुंबई विद्यापीठाचे कुलगुरू आदरणीय प्राध्यापक रवींद्र कुलकर्णी यांचे नेतृत्व विद्यापीठाला नवी दिशा देणारे आहे. सरांच्या प्रेरणादायी नेतृत्वाखाली JBIMSची वाटचाल अधिक गतिमान, प्रभावी आणि दूरगामी ठरेल. विद्यापीठाच्या वतीने JBIMSच्या प्रगतीसाठी एक शैक्षणिक, भौतिक व प्रशासकीय आराखडा तयार करण्यात येत आहे. सर्व हितधारकांशी सखोल चर्चा करून तो आराखडा अंमलात आणला जाईल. या प्रगतीच्या प्रवासात JBIMSच्या संचालिका प्राध्यापक कविता लघाटे यांचेही मोलाचे मार्गदर्शन आहे. त्यांच्या नेतृत्वाखाली संस्थेची गुणवत्ता अधिक बळकट झाली आहे. विद्यार्थ्यांचा सर्वांगीण विकास, संशोधन प्रवृत्तीला चालना आणि उद्योजकतातील सशक्त संवाद या सर्व क्षेत्रात त्यांचे योगदान अधोरेखित करावेसे वाटते. या संस्थेचे यश म्हणजे येथे कार्यरत असलेले सर्व शिक्षक, व्हिजिटिंग फॅकल्टी, शिक्षकेतर कर्मचारी, विद्यार्थी आणि माजी विद्यार्थ्यांचे अथक प्रयत्नांचे फलित आहे. त्यांच्या सहकार्यामुळे JBIMS आजच्या उंचीवर पोहोचले आहे. सर्वांना पुन्हा एकदा हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. नमस्कार. धन्यवाद.
मनपूर्वक धन्यवाद सर. आपले शब्द नक्कीच आमच्यासाठी प्रेरणादायी आहेत व उत्तर नवनवीन काही करण्यासाठी आम्हाला प्रोत्साहित करतील, हे निश्चित.
Now it is a rare honor to introduce an entrepreneur whose vision has redefined industries. Shri Ajay Piramal, Chairman of Piramal Group and our esteemed alumnus of the batch of 1977, a business leader, philanthropist and innovator. He has propelled Piramal Group to global recognition. I now request Shri Ajay Piramal to express his feelings on this occasion. Let's give a thunderous round of applause for him.
Our dynamic chief guest for this function, Shri Chandrakant Dada Patil and Shri Ashish Shelar, our Minister for Culture and IT, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Mumbai, Professor Ravindra Kulkarni, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Bhamre, the Director of the IIM Mumbai, Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari, Professor and Director of the Bajaj Institute, Dr. Kavita Laghate. When I stand here before you and I reflect upon my journey in Bajaj, where I graduated in 1977, I can say I owe a deep debt to the Institute. This was the Institute which helped me to understand what is true business and how to go ahead in future. I'm indeed grateful to our then professors, Dr. K.S. Basu, who was the director of the Institute, and the founding director, Professor Varanasi Murthy, Professor Guru Prasad Murthy, Dr. Venkutai Patil, and Mrs. Santhanam, and so many more visiting faculty. And I think at that time, I just want to give you a little bit of the vision of why Bajaj was formed, and I'm sure alumni before me will even reciprocate with that. Bajaj was formed at a time when IIM Ahmedabad was also done, and IIM Ahmedabad just relied on Harvard as to be there to get all the case studies, and all the teaching materials were given from Harvard. So it was more like an American multinational working in India. But our director, Dr. Basu, who it is to the credit of the government of the day in Maharashtra and the university, made him director, though he was just a medical doctor and had no management degree. That was the vision of the university and the government. And he said that I want to make an institute which will be for India by Indians and located in Mumbai, which is, and which then was, and which still is, the center of business in the country. Today, Maharashtra leads the country in all economic for so many, since its inception. Not only that, if you look at all the institutions here, and at that time when we graduated, Bajaj was in the same category as an IIM. In fact, if you look at the alumni, the success rate, and in the introduction you talked about a CEO factory, Bajaj as a percentage made more CEOs than any IIM did. But now when I look ahead, when I look today, I am a bit disappointed, and I have to share this with you. Maharashtra is the #1 state and continues to be the #1 state in economic and financial contribution to the GDP of the country. And the way I can see the state going and the dynamism that the government has today, it will continue to be there. We have the best institutions of finance of the country here, whether it's the Reserve Bank of India, whether it is SEBI, whether it's the National Stock Exchange. We lead the world in all this. Bajaj used to be in a leader at that time, but today where are we? We are in any ranking, we don't even come 20th in this country. Why even in Maharashtra, even in Mumbai, we are not there? Why is it? I think we have to look back at it. We are actually have been pushed behind, or we have let others come ahead with us. Dr. Lagate, I have to give her credit. In 2013, when she was there as director, we worked a lot to see how we could really get true independence. We had gathered a lot of alumni who were in very critical positions to come. They had committed funds. The university had shown us the land in Kalina. We had gone there, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened. We just could not move ahead. And in fact, all our plans were pushed behind. I think this is the time when we have two of the most dynamic ministers of the government present on our stage, that we should get university status again. Otherwise, we'll remain where we are. I mean, you've seen other universities, whether it's in Maharashtra, whether it's everywhere else, they have gone ahead so much. This is the new education policy. Why do we want to send our Indian students to go abroad to study, or even to, I was shocked to understand the fees which somebody who goes abroad in the US, sir, for a 2-year MBA will spend 2 crores minimum. Somebody who goes to an IIM will spend at least 50 lakhs or more minimum. Why are we not allowing our students to actually come and get a good education at a much lower cost? I think we have to think about it very seriously. I'll just give you my own one personal example. I was appointed as the president of a university in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad. When we started in 2017, we had 150 students. It was given autonomy when I was appointed, and today there are more than 2,500 students this year. And we have created infrastructure of 78 acres, all by contributions of so many people. So today people want to see that India goes ahead. If we are the third largest economy, and if Mumbai does not play a role in actually supporting it with good education and good management, will be left behind. So this is my earnest request to both of you and the Vice Chancellor, that please give us independence, make us a university, and you will see the difference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for gracing this event with your insights and valuable words.
Thank you for your kind words, sir, and we assure you that with your and university support, all of us here will work dedicatedly to get JBIMS to what it was a few decades ago. Now it's time to invite our today's special guest, a visionary academician and a leader in management education. Professor Manoj Tiwari has been instrumental in shaping the future of IIM Mumbai with his transformative leadership. A distinguished researcher, he has contributed immensely in academia and industry alike. It is our honor to welcome the director of IIM Mumbai, Professor Manoj Tiwari, to share his thoughts on this prestigious occasion.
नमस्कार, मैं मनोज कुमार तिवारी, डायरेक्टर आईआईएम मुंबई, यहाँ आपके बीच में आकर के अति गौरवान्वित महसूस करता हूँ। और सर्वप्रथम यहाँ उपस्थित परम आदरणीय महाराष्ट्र सरकार के हायर एजुकेशन एंड टेक्निकल एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर माननीय श्री चंद्रकांत दादाजी पाटिल और महाराष्ट्र सरकार के एसएसवी मंत्री मिनिस्टर ऑफ कल्चर एंड आईटी माननीय श्री आशीष शेलार जी, उनकी उपस्थिति के बीच में यहाँ इस इंस्टीट्यूट के माने जाने अलमुनाई श्री अजय पिरामल जी और यहाँ के बहुत ही प्रख्यात वाइस चांसलर डॉक्टर रविंद्र कुलकर्णी जी और प्रो वाइस चांसलर डॉक्टर अजय भामरे जी, माननीय प्रोफेसर कविता लगाटे जी और रजिस्ट्रार साहब, और यहाँ उपस्थित देश विदेश से आए हुए जमनालाल बजाज इंस्टीट्यूट के माने जाने अलमुनाई. In fact, we used to call in our time the JBIMS is the factory of the CEOs actually. And that actually reflected in its presence whenever we have seen its wider contribution actually. So if I say in the era of NEP, what is common between Mani Ratnam and Uday Kotak? We can say, as suggested by both of them, are extraordinary talented people who continue to leave an everlasting impact in the industry, and both of them, of course, the illustrious alumni of JBIMS. The institute has been established on the name of great philanthropist, जिनको we used to call गांधी जी के पांचवें पुत्र जो है जमनालाल बजाज जी. और किस परिस्थिति में जैसे उन्होंने राइज करके कितनी अच्छी इंडस्ट्री बनाई, आई एम श्योर सेम वाज द स्पिरिट इन एस्टैब्लिशिंग दिस ग्रेट इंस्टीट्यूट. एंड वी हैव सीन one of the illustrious alumni like Ajay Piramal ji, Shyam Balsra, Harish Manwani, Benita Bali, Siddharth Rai Kapoor, they all have stand testament to the Institute's contribution to the Indian businesses. And as you have seen, Mumbai city is known for producing top-class business tycoons, and this institute has not lagged behind in giving it such a illustrious future to management education in the country. And I have seen, particularly when you say that the program which has attracted the most of the attention is the Master in Finance, and it's a for 2-year time program, one of its kind program started in 2013 on the recommendation of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji. And many of the students who come from this, they are fully aware of the current tools, methods, AI applications, adoption of Gen AI, and all other LLMs which are there now being recommended for solving many of the business problems. I believe the current leadership of the institute, which is full of the renowned professors, they will certainly make a big difference. And what Ajay Piramal ji was mentioning about ranking, they are all capable enough to bring bigger name and fame to the institute, coupled with the students' dynamic nature, which is coming to study in this institute. And as a director of IIM Mumbai, which was established by Government of India under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji and active support from Maharashtra government, we have been an old institute, earlier known as NITI. Now it is called IIM Mumbai, and I'm very much hopeful to have a very strong collaboration with the JBIMS to pursue some of the interesting things which they know it very well. And already we are in touch with some of the professors and alumni, like say, we can say that we have blessed with Ajay Piramal ji who visited us and given us a lot of support when we were struggling to become the IEMs. So once again, thank you, Kulkarni Sahab, for inviting me on this illustrious occasion of the Diamond Jubilee celebration of the premier institution of the country, which has marked its presence as one of the unique institute in the domain of management education. I am sure with the blessing of Maharashtra government ministers and your presence and known for his political acumen, but supporting any step in the Mumbai, our education minister, Patil Sahab and Shelar Sahab, they will certainly come out with better strategy to help the institution in coming days. Thank you very much for inviting me again.
आपके अनमोल शब्दों के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर.
We now welcome a leader who is a true strategist, a visionary, and an inspiration to many. The Honorable Minister of IT and Cultural Affairs, Government of Maharashtra, Shri Ashish Shelar. From being a key decision maker in Maharashtra's political framework to spearheading educational and infrastructural reforms. Let's invite him with a huge round of applause.
Good morning to everybody. Shri Chandrakant Dada Patil ji, Minister for Higher and Technical Education, Vice Chancellor Professor R.D. Kulkarni ji, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Bhamre ji, the leading industrialist Shekhar Bajaj ji, Honorable Shri Ajay Piramal ji, Professor Kavita Lagade ji, and all the alumni, students, professors, and staff members of University of Mumbai. To begin with, let me congratulate JBIMS for their successful completion of 60 years of academic journey. This program in itself is not only very important, but it is unique in itself. And I can spell out the reasons why it is unique in itself. The number one, I can say because I belong, I lead, I am part of that ministry which looks after the heritage, conservation and preservation. So this program has been organized at a place which is the Convocation Hall of University of Mumbai, which has been successfully got the tag as World's Protected Monument declared by UNESCO and important body. Number two, I could see the audience in this august house ranging from the age of 70, 80s to early 20s. So this is the second uniqueness in itself, where you can rarely get the all audience together in one august hall. The point number three is very clear, that I could see the leading industrialists like Ajay Piramal and Shekhar Bajaj is a part of this program and this journey. And the fourth important point, this program and this celebration has been addressed by two such people, me and Chandrakanta Patil ji, who both must have been at least dozen of the time detained by the police for not to enter into the convocation hall. And why I'm saying so, the reason that we both belongs to a student organization in our early age, where we have done so many agitations for rightful reasons against then regime, and we must have been detained not to come into the campus itself. So by these four reasons, I can see that this program is unique in itself. Today, Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies is completing its journey of 60 years. And when we say 60 years, for normal human being, it is officially age of retirement. But when I see the energy from the stage to the backwards, I can say that it is going to be a startup instead of a pension. And in that perspective, being an IT minister, I feel this is a beginning of a new journey of JBIMS rather than going to only see the past glory. Of course, past glory and a legacy will give us the best future and a road ahead. I'm very happy that Mr. Piramal has rightfully done a speech with an expectation from the Maharashtra government. And I'm happy to tell the august audience that all the expectations which are rightful for the education, this is the only government where you can expect that and which can be fulfilled rightfully. And when I am saying so, the reason I wanted to give that yes, as Professor Tiwari ji has mentioned, this is the Modi government who has first in its kind gave the IIM for the Mumbai, and we completed the long-lasting expectations of many young minds to get the best of the institution in the city of Mumbai. Not only that, it is the government which has enhanced the number of seats for the medical students. This is the only government which has enhanced the number of postgraduate medical seats in the city of Mumbai. And therefore, you have expected rightfully, Mr. Piramal ji, and I can sense, or rather by sitting next to Honorable Minister for Higher and Technical Education, with my long relations with him, I can smell also there is something good news is going to come after my speech. Friends, JBMIS is an institute. As rightly mentioned, it is a factory of CEO. As we know that the world economy is interconnected, those was the days when the early days of this JBIMS, students used to come by notepads and pen and pencil. Today is the age where the students come with iPads and AirPods. And therefore, with these changing generations and the global scenario, the world economy has come to a situation where everything is connected with each other. And as rightly stated, you are the leaders of management. You are the leaders of the society. You are the leaders of crisis management. You have been given an understanding, education and a tuition to make best out of the worst. And therefore, when the world is coming together and India is going to achieve or targeting to achieve the third largest economy in the world, we really feel that our leaders in management needs to get that perception and a goal set by this government to be the Vikasit Bharat till 2047. And when we say so, obviously today's education and management skill cannot escape themselves from the best of the technological support. And therefore, being an IT minister, I feel that today Mrs. Lagate must have already taken care of the same, that when this institute is developing the management skills to a higher level, obviously our institute must have supporting to get all the skills, knowledge and expertise of AI, ML, quantum and all the technological expertise. Unless we have the combination of going for economic growth, having the skill of management leadership and a support of technological education, we cannot achieve what the country is expecting from us. And therefore, in that perspective, I wish well the institute and all the fellow students to go and achieve that goal. And we as a government, myself or maybe Chandrakant Dada Patil or our Honorable Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis will not be a step behind with you or with you, but we will be a step along with you to achieve that goal of Viksit Bharat. So I am again thankful to all the university staff and Vice Chancellor for inviting me for this august and memorable function. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your encouraging words, sir. It means a lot to us.
It is now my privilege to invite our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Ravindra Kulkarni, to address this gathering. Professor Kulkarni's visionary leadership
Now let's invite our today's chief guest, Minister of Higher and Technical Education, Shri Chandrakant Dada Patil. त्यांना आम्ही आदराने दादा म्हणतो, त्याचं कारण म्हणजे त्यांचं धडाडीचं नेतृत्व, मुद्देसूद विचारसरणी आणि जनहितासाठी असलेली त्यांची ठाम भूमिका. दादा, आपणास नम्र विनंती, आपण आपलं मनोगत या क्षणी व्यक्त करावं.
आशीष ने जब इंग्लिश में भाषण दिया और उसके पहले भामरे जी ने मराठी में दिया, तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मैंने अभी गुजराती में बोलना चाहिए. महाराष्ट्र में मराठी का आग्रह हम सब लोग करेंगे ही, लेकिन व्यावहारिकता में जब मिक्स पॉपुलेशन आता है तो कार्यक्रम समझा ही नहीं, भाषण समझा ही नहीं, तो उसकी कोई मजा ही नहीं. और आप ऐसे पहुँचे हुए लोग हैं कि न समझते हुए भी चेहरे से बताएंगे कि हाँ समझ में आया, समझ में आया. तो ये ठीक रहेगा कि बीच वाला मार्ग मैं अपनाऊँ. मैं हिंदी में भाषण करता हूँ. जमनालाल बजाज इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ को 60 साल पूरे हुए. ये बहुत बड़ी जर्नी है इस जर्नी में हजारों विद्यार्थी, यानी साल का इंटेक यदि 100 भी पकड़ा तो बड़ी संख्या में, हजारों की संख्या में इस इंस्टीट्यूट से मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ पूरी करके आप सब लोग, और ये लाइव कार्यक्रम चल रहा है तो दुनिया में बैठे हुए कई इस जमनालाल बजाज इंस्टीट्यूट के विद्यार्थी, एक्स विद्यार्थी इस कार्यक्रम को देखते होंगे। तो ऐसे 60 साल पूरे होने के इस बड़े जर्नी के बाद फ्यूचर का सोचने वाले इस कार्यक्रम में मंच पर विराजमान मेरे मित्र और महाराष्ट्र के आईटी और कल्चरल, इस 2 डिपार्टमेंट के मंत्री, जिनके पास पिछली गवर्नमेंट में 14 से 19 के गवर्नमेंट में, अब मेरे पास जो डिपार्टमेंट है हायर एजुकेशन और टेक्निकल एजुकेशन, उनके पास भी था। और सबसे महत्व की बात, हम दोनों, जिसका उल्लेख उन्होंने किया, अखिल भारतीय विद्यार्थी परिषद ABVP से मूवमेंट से आगे आए, तो शिक्षा की हर बात को हम जानते हैं। ऐसे शिक्षा की हर बात को जानने वाले और जिस दिशा में पूरी दुनिया जा रही है, उस IT के मिनिस्टर श्री आशीष शेलार जी, मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी के कुलगुरु प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर रविंद्र कुलकर्णी, पूर्व कुलगुरु प्राचार्य डॉक्टर अजय भामरे, बजाज समूह के श्री शेखर बजाज, लीडिंग इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट, और उनको अच्छा लगे इसलिए मैं नहीं कहूँगा क्योंकि मेरा कुछ काम नहीं उनसे, लेकिन इंडस्ट्री में कुछ लोग ऐसे जो बहुत प्रामाणिकता से काम करते हैं, ये बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं रहती, उनके बॉडी लैंग्वेज से जानता है कि ये हम्बल, बहुत प्रामाणिक आदमी है। थोड़ा सा परिचय, जब 14 से 19 मेरे पास 8 डिपार्टमेंट थे, तो किसी न किसी कारण से मेरा सहवास हुआ, तो हमेशा मैं जो आज रियलाइज़ करता हूँ कि कर्तृत्व और नम्रता, इनका कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं होता। कर्तृत्व है तो उसके पास एटीट्यूड है, नम्रता है तो उसके पास कर्तृत्व नहीं है। तो पिरामल जी एक ऐसा व्यक्तित्व मैं मानता हूँ कि जिनके पास कर्तृत्व तो अफाट है, लेकिन उतनी नम्रता भी है। ऐसे अजय पिरामल जी यहाँ उपस्थित है। IIM मुंबई के संचालक श्री मनोज तिवारी जी, जमनालाल बजाज इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ के संचालक प्रोफेसर कविता लगाडी जी, सारे उपस्थित मान्यवर, कई बार और आज तो डेफिनेटली मन से ज़्यादा मान्यवर सामने बैठे रहते हैं। पॉलिटिक्स में जाने का एक फ़ायदा यह है कि आप किसी भी क्षेत्र में बड़े नहीं हो, इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट नहीं हो, एजुकेशनिस्ट नहीं हो, फिर भी आप चीफ गेस्ट होते हो, और चीफ गेस्ट होकर आप बैठते हो, तो आप में से भी कोई सोच सकते हैं कि आप पॉलिटिक्स में आ जाए। मैंने बैठे बैठे जितने भी परिचित चेहरे हैं उनके बिजनेस का वॉल्यूम कैलकुलेशन किया, जो उनका परिचय नहीं है उनका थोड़ा अंदाजे से किया, तो इस सभागृह में, कॉन्वोकेशन हॉल में बैठे हुए लोगों की एनुअल टर्नओवर है 5 लाख करोड़ से ज़्यादा है। हमारे नहीं, मुझे पिरामल जी ने कहा वो उतनी तो मेरी ही है। तो ऐसे सारे बिजनेस फील्ड में बहुत बड़ा स्थान रखने वाले सामने बैठे हुए मान्यवर, और जिनको आगे जाकर आगे आना है, फ्यूचर में आगे आना है, ऐसे पीछे बैठे हुए जिनका फ्यूचर बहुत ब्राइट है, ऐसे इस इंस्टीट्यूट में पढ़ने वाले विद्यार्थी बंधु और बहनों, मैंने अभी अभी समझा कि जिनकी एजुकेशन मेडिकल में थी, ऐसे डॉक्टर बासु ने इस विषय को 1965 में चलाया कि एक अच्छी मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट हो, और उस समय बजाज जी ने उसको फाइनेंस किया और इंस्टीट्यूट शुरू हुई। मैनेजमेंट में महाराष्ट्र में सबसे बड़ा नाम बजाज इंस्टीट्यूट का है। हमको कैसे मालूम, तो शिक्षा मंत्री है, लेकिन एडमिशन के लिए आपका पत्र देंगे क्या बजाज के लिए, ऐसे हजारों विद्यार्थी आते हैं। संजोग से पत्र चलता नहीं क्योंकि इसमें मैनेजमेंट कोटा नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट एडेड कॉलेज में मैनेजमेंट कोटा नहीं होता। तब ध्यान में आया कि ये बड़ी इंस्टीट्यूट है, तो ऐसी एक बड़ी इंस्टीट्यूट 60 साल में आपने खड़ी की, इसमें काफ़ी लोगों का परिश्रम लगा, तो मैं शुरू में अभिनंदन करता हूँ। और पीरामल जी ने जो कहा भविष्य की इसकी दिशा और भविष्य की दिशा निर्माण करने के लिए सरकार से अपेक्षा, इस पर बात करूंगा, दैट विल बी रिलेवेंट। बाकी तो मेरे पहले के सभी वक्ताओं ने कहा ही है कि किस प्रकार से इंस्टीट्यूट डेवलप हुई। 2020 में इस देश के पंतप्रधान माननीय मोदी जी ने आग्रह रखा कि इस देश में अब नई शिक्षा नीति, न्यू एजुकेशनल पॉलिसी आनी चाहिए। क्यों आनी चाहिए? तो विस्तार से बात करने का ये मंच भी नहीं है और मुझे भी पुणे पहुंचना है। आज सीएम पुणे में है, काफ़ी कार्यक्रम है और पहला कार्यक्रम जो उसमें इंट्रोडक्टरी स्पीच ही मेरा है, तो मुझे जल्दी भागना है। लेकिन थोड़ी बैकग्राउंड कहने से विषय कनेक्ट होता है। इस देश का इतिहास कोई कहते हैं कि 5000 साल का है, कोई कहते हैं कि 12000 साल का है, कोई कहते हैं कि कुछ लाख साल का है, अलग अलग उसके अपने अपने अनुमान हैं। लेकिन जिसका इतिहास लिखा गया वो तो ईस्वी सन जब शुरू हुआ, ईस्वी सन 0 से 2025 जो लिखा ही गया है ना, उसका सारा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन है। उसके पहले 3000 साल को पुराण कहते हैं, जिस पर आप फेथ रखते भी है, फेथ रखते भी नहीं है कि 3000 साल जो पहले के वो हुआ है क्या। तो जो फेथ रखते हैं कि हाँ राम होकर गया है, कृष्ण होकर गया है, वो उसकी पूजा भी करते हैं, अपने आदर्श पुरुष मानते हैं और उनका मंदिर करने के लिए झगड़ा भी करते हैं और सक्सेसफुली बनाते भी हैं। लेकिन उस 3000 साल में नहीं जाएंगे। 0 से 2025 में से 0 से 800 या 800 साल ऐसे थे कि जब आक्रमण एक भी नहीं हुआ। तो जीवन की सब क्षेत्र में भारत ने एक आदर्श जीवन खड़ा किया, उसमें एजुकेशन है। वो एजुकेशन क्या था? जो एजुकेशन आज मोदी जी चाहते हैं वो एजुकेशन था एक वर्सटाइल व्यक्ति खड़ा करना। ओनली आर्ट्स का नॉलेज इसने बीए किया है, ओनली साइंस का नॉलेज इसने बीएससी किया है, ओनली कॉमर्स का नॉलेज इसने बीकॉम किया है। नो, वो आर्ट्स पढ़ते पढ़ते कुछ पेपर्स साइंस के भी ले सकता है, कुछ कॉमर्स के भी ले सकता है, कुछ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज की, कुछ योगा की, कुछ मेडिटेशन की, कुछ म्यूजिक की, कुछ डांस की, सारे मिलकर उसकी डिग्री बन सकती है ना। ताकि एक ही साथ वो सभी विषयों में जिसमें करियर करना है वो मेजर पोर्शन, लेकिन बाकी भी उसको मालूम होना। वो अपने 0 से 800 में था, एक आदर्श एजुकेशन था, जिसके कारण दुनिया में भारत विश्व गुरु कहलाया गया। और मैंने फिर बात बताना आवश्यकता नहीं कि सारा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन है कि नालंदा विश्वविद्यालय जब जलाया गया आक्रामकों से, तो उसकी किताबें जलने में 6 महीने लगे। 6 महीने उसकी किताबें जल, तो उसकी लाइब्रेरी कितनी बड़ी होगी, उसका एजुकेशन कितना ऊंचाई पर गया होगा, दुनिया से लोग आते होंगे कि नहीं होगी, ये सवाल ही नहीं निर्माण होते ना। कि कोई एक विश्वविद्यालय की लाइब्रेरी जलाई तो 6 महीने गए किताबें जलने में। तो फिर गड़बड़ कहाँ हुई? तो 800 से 1947 से गड़बड़ हुई कि जो तो वो भी लिखी हुई है, आक्रामकों ने आना शुरू किया, लूटना शुरू किया, लेकिन वो भी बहुत स्ट्रैटेजिस्ट थे। उन्होंने स्ट्रैटेजी की कि इनकी शिक्षा पर घाव लगाओ, क्योंकि इसके कारण ये बड़े हैं। और भी 2 चीज़ें, वो यह विषय नहीं, इनकी महिलाओं को भ्रष्ट करो, इनके मंदिर को तोड़ो, तो ये मन से टूट जाएंगे। और मन से टूटा हुआ आदमी लड़ता नहीं, तो हम राज्य बनाएंगे। तो उनकी स्ट्रैटेजी थी। उस स्ट्रैटेजी में उन्होंने अपना एजुकेशन उद्ध्वस्त कर दिया और हम एक कॉकटेल एजुकेशन लेकर कॉकटेल व्यक्तिमत्व बन रहे हैं। मोदी जी ने कहा 2020 में कि हम सारा पुराना नहीं, जो फ्यूचर है उसको कनेक्ट होने वाला, जैसे एआई वाला विषय है, तो हम स्वागत करते हैं। माननीय आशीष शेलार जी देश के पहले मिनिस्टर है कि जिन्होंने एआई में हम यूनिवर्सिटी फॉर्म करेंगे इसका डिक्लेरेशन किया। तो फ्यूचर का ध्यान में लेकर, लेकिन सारी अच्छी चीज़ें हमारी लेकर हम एजुकेशन में बनाएंगे। उसमें हमने एक डिग्री अब ऐसी डेवलप की है 4 साल की, 3 साल के बजाय, कि जिसमें एक ही साथ कई विषय आप पढ़ पाएंगे और बीच में छोड़ भी पाएंगे। छोड़ते वक्त आपने जितना किया उसके क्रेडिट्स आपको मिलेंगे, जो आपके अकाउंट में सेव हो जाएंगे। आगे जाकर 10 साल के बाद आप उसको कंटिन्यू करना चाहते हैं तो क्रेडिट आपको फिर से जुड़ जाएंगे। दूसरी महत्व की बात जो बताकर मैं मेरा भाषण डायरेक्टली पीरामल जी के अपेक्षा तक लेकर जाता हूँ। दूसरी बात कि प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज, मैं यहाँ के सिद्धार्थ कॉलेज में बीकॉम हुआ तो किताबें पढ़ी, लेकिन किसी बैंक में नहीं गया, किसी क्रेडिट सोसाइटी में नहीं गया। इतना नज़दीक है शेयर मार्केट, लेकिन शेयर मार्केट में नहीं गया। लेकिन शेयर यानी क्या वगैरह वगैरह पढ़ा, क्वेश्चन पेपर लिखा, मुझे मार्क्स मिले। मोदी जी ने आग्रह किया है कि हर विषय को प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज देना। अब कॉमर्स के विद्यार्थी को अपने पढ़ाई के साथ सीए के साथ जाना ही सीए के पास जाना ही पड़ेगा, शेयर मार्केट में जाना ही पड़ेगा, ताकि वो थ्योरेटिकल ग्रेजुएट ना होते वो प्रैक्टिकल ग्रेजुएट बन जाएगा। अब आते हैं मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ पर। तो मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ में भी यही अपेक्षित है कि यह थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज देने वाला ग्रेजुएट न होते हुए प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज जिसको है इस प्रकार का मैनेजमेंट स्टडी करने वाला ग्रेजुएट या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट सामने आ जाए को, जो दुनिया को, इंडस्ट्री को पूरे दुनिया में लीड करे। आप जानते हैं, आप बड़े बड़े इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हो, आज दुनिया की मेजॉरिटी कॉरपोरेट के सीईओ मूल भारतीय, जिनके माता पिता जी के सालों से वही रहे, जिनका जन्म वहाँ हुआ या यहाँ से गया आज कल परसों में, ऐसे कई कॉरपोरेट के सीईओ मूल भारतीय है, क्योंकि अच्छी शिक्षा मिलती है, बहुत प्रामाणिक है, जिस काम में जाते हैं उस काम को लगन से करते हैं। तो मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट का रोल इसमें आगे बहुत रहेगा। इसलिए जमनालाल बजाज इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ को स्वायत्त विश्वविद्यालय करने की दिशा में आज हम घोषणा करते हैं। यह विश्वविद्यालय बनने के लिए अजय पिरामल जी को ही वन मैन कमेटी, अभी बाद में कुछ गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर जोड़ने पड़ेंगे, वन मैन कमेटी डिक्लेयर करते हैं, ताकि हमारे गले में डालकर आप जाएंगे अपना बिजनेस करने के लिए, आप भी इसमें समझ दो। तो अजय जी और हमारी टीम आने वाले महीने में जून के पहले इसका स्टडी करेंगी कि भाई स्वायत्त विद्यापीठ, ऑटोनोमस यूनिवर्सिटी यानी क्या, उससे क्या होने वाला है, उसमें क्या करना है, इसमें कुछ रूल्स है, वो सारे लेकर जून से ही ये शुरू हो सकती है, क्या हो सकती है। तो इसके लिए मैं घोषणा करता हूँ और एक अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी ये बनेगी। इस यूनिवर्सिटी में दुनिया भर से लोग जुड़ेंगे, कुछ मैनेजमेंट के कॉलेजेस इनके जुड़ने की इच्छा व्यक्त करेंगे, क्योंकि वो यूनिवर्सिटी बन जाएगी, दैट विल बी द यूनिवर्सिटी। कुछ अच्छे कॉलेज भी इसमें जुड़ने के लिए इच्छा व्यक्त करेंगे, यदि आपका सब ठीक चला। सरकार भी पैसे देंगे, आप भी पैसे देंगे, ऐसे मिलकर ये अच्छी विश्वविद्यालय बनाएंगे। मैं फिर से एक बार 60 साल ये छोटी अवधि नहीं है, एक बड़ी अवधि सक्सेसफुली पूरी करने के कारण मैनेजमेंट के सभी सदस्य, यूनिवर्सिटी के सभी सदस्य और इसमें समय समय पर समय और पैसा देने वाले, मुझे कुलगुरु जी बता रहे थे कि आप लोग सब बहुत पैसा इसमें डालते हो, समय और पैसा देने वाले आप सभी को अभिनंदन करता हूँ और इस प्रकार के ऑटोनोमस यूनिवर्सिटी बनकर एक दुनिया में अच्छी इंस्टीट्यूट बनेगी, इसलिए शुभेच्छा देता हूँ।
Thank you for your inspiring words and the most awaited announcement, sir.
Can we now join our hands and welcome our next speaker, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University, Professor Ravindra Kulkarni.
Chief guest of Diamond Jubilee celebration function, Honorable Chandrakant Dada Patil ji, Honorable Minister for Higher and Technical Education, guest of honor, Honorable Ashish Shelar, Honorable Minister for IT and Culture. I am Director Professor Manoj Tiwari, the leading industrialists Ajay Piramal, Shekhar Bajaj, our Pro Vice Chancellor Principal Ajay Bhamre, JBMS Director Professor Kavita Lagate, our Registrar Dr. Prasad Karande, and all the leading alumni of JBMS and the students of JBMS. My dear students and my dear alumni of JBMS, this has been today, in fact, it's a matter of happiness definitely on two contexts. One is we are celebrating Diamond Jubilee. It's definitely a long journey ahead. We have gone through multiple developments since its inception, and JBMS has been celebrating now its Diamond Jubilee. And second, Ajay Piramal expressed definitely a certain position for JBMS in terms of taking up JBMS to a greater height, and with his expectation, which is naturally has been a sentiment of all JBMS alumni as well as JBMS students. So his sentiments had lot of multiply, like whenever he presented something about JBMS to become a greater institute of higher autonomy and taking up to a university status in the long run. Immediately, I think we have seen there was a lot of clapping from the students as well as JBMS alumni. So that was a original sentiment which was expressed, and definitely a great desire. And now with that, we have at the function, Honorable Minister for Higher and Technical Education, Chandrakantji Dada, and he immediately picked up. Of course, Ashish Shelar immediately said like he is smelling in a positive note, like there is something good announcement which is about to come. And that has happened. Honorable Minister for Higher and Technical Education, Chandrakantji Dada, immediately responded positively. And that's really a great pleasure for University of Mumbai as well as JBMS, that now we are moving ahead for a journey towards becoming a university in near future for JBMS. So it's a real matter of happiness on this occasion. Friends, with this particular dream, JBMS to become a university on its own in near future, we need to think about certain vision and plan so that the glory that is to be retained and that is the glory that has to be elevated, that has to be promoted, that has to be strengthened on the strong foundation of Diamond Jubilee celebration. Okay, that needs to be thought of at this stage. Typically, when we are talking about JBMS, as Professor Lagat has rightly pointed out, we are not just training students for the better placement, but we are probably taking them ahead to become future CEO, and naturally with a right critical thinking capabilities as well as right creative abilities as well. To add to that, we need to have a right cultivation, inculcation of culture of innovation and entrepreneurship mindset among the students of JBMS, who is going to take up the lead in the form of a future university. I will just present few statistics and will sum up my speech here. Friends, now today probably we are leading ahead globally in terms of many statistics. Say for example, if you are talking about startups, we are India has a third largest startup ecosystem all across the world, and the journey is very fast, almost exponential. In 2016, we had just 450 startups. Now, in 2024, the startups number has elevated to the level of 1,40,000. A very great exponential journey from 450 in 2016 to 1,40,000 in 2024. Unicorns, for example, in another part. Okay, we have around 11 unicorns in the period 2016. Now we have 116 unicorn in 2024. A very great journey ahead. Now connected with this, okay, we need to think little different in a context of innovation. Say for example, when I'm talking about startups of the magnitude of 1,40,000, we need to think about like how many of them are connected to deep tech startups. Right now, the number of deep tech startups, okay, which are really providing a good foundation for critical emerging technologies, is probably less than 10,000. So out of 1,40,000 startups, okay, we have probably the startups which are working in the area of deep tech is just less than 10,000. So here probably JBMS has a lot to push ahead. There are 64 critical emerging technologies which have been recognized, which is going to take up Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0 landscape in near future. And we are now talking about becoming a Vikasit Bharat by 2047 as dreamed by our Honorable Prime Minister. Now, in line with this particular dream, okay, so we need to think about if these are the 64 critical emerging technologies, where probably we stand as an academic institute, as a university. So we observe that out of these 64 critical emerging technologies, probably India, in terms of, like this has been a research carried by an Australian institute based on the high impact publications in the area of these 64 critical emerging technologies in the period of 2019 to 2023. So what we would see, out of 64 critical emerging technologies, if you just go by publication in that area, okay, we do observe that as a nation, through universities and institutes, okay, we are probably in top 5 in 45 critical emerging technologies, just going by that. Of course, overall publication is very large. Okay, we are third largest publishing academics all across the world. So probably in 2012, we had something around 78,135 publications. Now in 2023, it is around 2,07,390. So great jump. But out of those, connected to critical emerging technologies are not that high. So when I'm talking about we are in top 5 in 45 critical emerging technologies out of 64, then just comparing it with like China or probably US, then probably there has been a little disappointment. Say for example, China is leading having a top position in 57 of critical emerging technologies, and rest of the seven critical emerging technologies, US is leading. Where we are, probably in first, where we are in, whether are we having second position at least in some technology? Definitely. We are probably having a second position in biofuels. We are having second position in biological manufacturing, including vaccine, and probably advanced composite material. In these three areas, we are probably second. Of course, but the gap is too high. Say, for example, advanced composite materials, China is first and we are second. If you just compare, then probably China has 45% of publications in advanced composite materials as against Indian universities or academics, let us say around 11%. So it's a huge gap. Artificial intelligence and natural language processing, which is probably a buzzword today. And we have with us Honorable Ashish Shelar, who is leading with a concept of building up an AI-based university in Maharashtra. So in terms of artificial intelligence and natural language processing, if you look at, there we would find something we are third, of course, that's a matter of satisfaction. But when you compare by magnitude, China leads by 31% publication, US leads by 14% of publications, and India, really, we are just 6%. So when we are planning, I have just presented these statistics before my students to see that when we are dreaming for JBMS to become a great institute and probably moving ahead with a concept presented by Ajay Piramal, followed by a complete acceptance of that concept by Honorable Minister for Higher and Technical Education, we would like to see that while we are taking up with this dream, we are also equally taking up the management education with really a great innovative mindset, with really great entrepreneurial mindset, with really a one probably which would take up a larger number of startups from JBIMS itself. Of course, we have good number, but the number is not enough. For example, M Indicator is one of the good startup which was floated by JBMS alumni only. So we would come up with larger number of startups through JBMS, which are involved in deep tech startups, which are connected to 64 critical emerging technologies, and that JBMS can show really a great path on the occasion of Diamond Jubilee celebration. And definitely now, since Honorable Minister for Higher and Technical Education has already given a great support to the concept of JBMS moving ahead in a larger autonomous landscape, with Ajay Piramal ji, Shekarji Bajaj being in support of that, and of course a larger alumni of JBMS would come forward and probably will make this dream true in coming years. That is what we will keep this dream today, and we will move ahead with this dream in coming years so as to realize the dream of JBMS alumni in a larger canvas, larger context, and larger landscape. Thank you. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you for your encouraging and valuable words, sir. I now request our Honorable Director, Professor Dr. Kavita Lagate, to make a small announcement.
I am standing before you once again to present a brooch of silver that we have made to commemorate the 60 years of JBIMS. I will request to present it to all our dignitaries.
Honorable dignitaries, esteemed faculty, respected alumni, and dear friends, as we conclude the inauguration of the Diamond Jubilee celebration, it is my heartfelt privilege to extend a vote of thanks for your presence. I would also like to thank our sponsors, Union Bank of India, strategic partner Anand Rathi Wealth, event partner LIC Housing Finance, and Brand Capital.
Finally, to each one present here, thank you for being a part of this historic milestone. Here is to the Scarlet years and many more to come. Thank you.
Esteemed dignitaries.
Sitting in my cubicle, disheartened that my promotion had been denied, the office buzzed around me, but my mind was elsewhere. Suddenly, my head of department barged in, his voice booming.
Look, Basu, you are an Indian. We can't consider you for this promotion.
His words shattered me on various levels, and so my journey to prove began. With the trust and support of the University of Bombay and
I request
Bajaj
everyone
family,
to settle down as
they
we will be starting with the
planted in
plenary
me
session soon.
Not just a tree,
We have
but
esteemed
a
guest for the
revolution.
plenary session. We have Mr.
They
Anil
say
Swarup,
every
who is
great
ex-cabinet
journey
secretary.
begins with a
We have
single
Ms.
seed
Vinita
of
Bali, an
vision.
esteemed
In
alumnus
19
of JBIMS of 1977 batch. We have with us Mr. Sam Balsara, who is again our esteemed alumnus. And we have with us Mr. Anand Rathi. I request everyone to attend the next session and the upcoming all the sessions. Also, a small announcement.